G'day punters, welcome to All In for another week where we hopefully fill your pockets with a few winners for the week ahead. Joined by Dean Watling from the Barrier Attendant and Lewis Willoughby from Sky Racing. Firstly, Dino, how are you?
Going well, Gannon. Great to jump back on. It was a tricky week in racing. We got the chocolates early last week, but pulled us back to earth on Saturday. So keen to rip in. The good horses are back, and we saw a nice set of trials this morning. So going well, Gannon. How you going, mate?
Mate, doing very well. Look, the good thing is we didn't get too many winners on Saturday, but we got Animo beat, which was fantastic. Lewis Willoughby, how are you, mate?
Mate, I'm well. More importantly, how are you, though? I heard you're channeling your inner Bryson DeChambeau, hitting some balls around the park, up the coast, down the coast. What's the story there?
Mate, played a little tournament down at Maruya Golf Club, the South Open, rada. Couple of blokes on the way down to the Victorian Open in a couple of weeks, just grinding away, and I thought I'd go down there and have a hit, and came up with more chafe than the English cricket team, so doing well.
Very good, mate. I thought you'd come back with a trophy or something.
No trophy. Unfortunately, I didn't play very well, but such is life. Now, boys, quick one while I've got you. Massive conversation on Twitter. Rosehill, how the track played. It's pretty obvious for mine. I think we all were of the same opinion of how it played, or how it was going to play. Have you got any thoughts on it? Firstly, Dino and then Louis. Any thoughts on how the track played? Was the bias that bad? And are punters just fair income having a laugh when they are surprised when this happens?
I think what made it probably even worse was it was rails and on pace on Saturday. So you can only back certain horses in that situation, and then you find yourself backing horses just purely because of their map and their setup, which I don't like to do. I prefer to back a horse that's the best horse in the race, or the horse that I find on top of form. So I think it was, just typical Rosehill in the summer. I think we all know it was probably not the best track, but we move on and we got to adapt to those things. So, yeah, we'll move on to next week, Gannon.
And Louis, what were your thoughts on the track, mate?
Yeah, I'm the same with Dino, mate. We could go for hours on this. I think if you knew what it was going to do, if you had the tools at your disposal to know that this was going to happen, then you're all good. But there's a lot of punters out there, sitting at the pub or sitting around home that maybe don't know how that's going to work, and that's a whole other can of worms. But, look, it is what it is. We move forward now.
Yeah, I think one thing I will say, I'll just add there, guys, is those 11 and 1200 and even 1300 meter races, especially 11 and 12, but 13 is not that far to the first turn there. They were, for mine, I haven't done a full review here, but I'm just going off top of mind here. They were, for mine, the races where there was a huge advantage and even more noticeable over those distances. So there you go, punters. There's something to look forward to if you're looking at that 11, 1200 next time at Rosehill. Rail out, on pace rails in the run, mark it in, run with it. All right, boys, we're going to go to the weekend review. Lewis Willoughby with the best ride.
Yeah, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Damien Oliver on Rosso, race number 4, Moonee Valley. Quote, unquote, I'm sick of fastly run races. It was the ride of the day. All the races prior to that were run at ridiculously slow tempos, and he went, stuff this, I'm winning this race. He took off, he set a cracking tempo. And around Moonee Valley, you're never going to get beaten if all of them are 3 lengths behind you off the bit, and you're really not going that quick in front. It's not like he went out and he went crazy. He just ran a decently run race, and he got the chocolates. So that was easily my favourite quote of the weekend, and my favourite ride as well. I think it was the best one. Dino, horses to follow?
Yeah, I've got a couple. I'll mention 2 from Rosehill. I thought Casino Kid was probably something beat, closed off back towards the inside, then had to come off cross heels and towards the outside late, and just got checked at a crucial part. This horse is flying up in trip in one of these staying races. Next couple of weeks, he will knock one off. I think we all saw the run of Animo. He's probably a 2 to 3 lengths horse, better horse, than that field, and he probably needed to be a 5 to 6 lengths horse better to knock him off. He's flying. And one out of Canterbury Friday, we all would have seen Abel Willie, another one that was probably a good thing beat, and one that punters hopefully jumped on last Wednesday in the last JMac for the Waterhouse and Bot Stable. Duran absolutely backed off the map, will only improve up in trip, and I know Gano and myself and Louis were all chuffed with a very nice collect there. So there's 4 horses to follow. Gano, who's slaughtered what this week?
Unreal. Punters. The punters slaughtered Animo at $1.70. Absolutely slaughtered. All you punters out there that are throwing that into multis. You've slaughtered it. You've had a shocker. Pull your heads in. If you had to listen to the boys early on, you wouldn't have done your cash. So that's my slaughter of the week. And any jockey that was going wide on the Rosehill turn, you've slaughtered as well.
Gee, get the booty in there, Gannon. Punters are in crisis, but not if you listen to the show. Rightio, Saturday, early plays like we always do. There's some good racing coming up at Randwick this Saturday. Going to start with the Group 3 Eskimo Prince Stakes for the 3-year-olds over 1,200 metres. And the market's telling us that Paul Laley at this stage is a $4 favourite, pretty wide open. Converge at $4.50. King of Sparta and Silent Impact at 7s. Ranch Hand at 8. And then Coastwatch and Halal start them at double figures there, $11 pops. Dino, how have we seen an early thought on the Group 3 Eskimo?
Yeah, Louis, a couple of things to quickly mention prior to getting into that. We're back at Randwick, rousing the true, so that's the fairest spot. And it's probably the spot if you're going to back a back marker, a horse off midfield, off rails, this is the time to do it. Also, there is a forecast for a lot of rain Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. If it hits, not too sure. They're probably going worse than me at the minute at the Bureau. So we'll wait and see if the rain does come, but I'll probably factor that into your form. On the Eskimo, good race. I'm really keen on the Waterhouse and Bott trained Converge. Had issues in the spring, back to the autumn. Won a Group 1 in emphatic style. It's going to probably settle that midfield and run on. So I think it's going to suit perfectly for this horse. 2 trials, this prep, both with intent, which I like to see. He's going to be fit, ready to go come race day. Just needs a little bit of tempo, and I think he'll be very good. $4.50 around that price. I like that. Ganno, you got any opinion on that one, mate?
Not much more to add there. Obviously, watch and wait for me. It's not a race that I'll be betting into early. As Dino did touch on, Randwick, true, potential soft, potential heavy, looking for horses sort of 6 to 8 metres off that rail. There is a runner here that does capture my interest, Royal Zell, that produced a couple good runs last prep and won't mind the sting out. But it's just note, it's a 13-week let-up, only had the 1 trial. Haven't watched that trial. So, punters, just go watch that trial. If it's got any good, might just give it a bit of a shout out on Twitter during the week. It may be Tuesday afternoon if it's got any good. But that's probably, with Dino there on Converge, very, very hard to beat. First up, probably not a query from that stable, and Royal Zell around the $26 could be a shout.
Beauty. So all signs pointing to Converge at this stage, with a little bit of value thrown in there as well. The second of the features is the English Millennium, of course, for the babies, the 2-year-olds. We're getting really into the depth of the Autumn Carnival here. Just before we touch on this market, I just want to get a quick thought from both of you. Have we seen the Golden Slipper winner yet? Dino?
I probably would have been in the corner of no last week, but the more and more I look at it now, I think the stock that we've got at the minute, I'm not too sure. Out of the trials in Sydney, I think Metallicity is probably the last one that I've got on my radar that's probably trialled above average, that probably could be on that slipper path, but I had high hopes for Great Barrier Reef. And it's let me down on the weekend. I think there's one more that I'll mention, Pi Royce. I think he can be a very big slipper contender for the Spirendorf team, but going off where we're at the moment, I probably think we have seen it, Louis. I'm probably turning to the corner of that. So, yeah, I think we might have seen it by now. Gannon?
I have absolutely no idea, to be honest with you, Lewis. But I've got a question for Dino. Bit of a deflection here. I haven't seen too many Godolphin 2-year-olds firing on all cylinders. Anything there? Are they holding them back, or are they just sort of shooting blanks this time of the year or this year?
Yeah, they normally have a 1 or 2 smart ones that come out well above the pack this year. They've got a couple that yet to debut, but I think it's a theme of this year, these late maturing 2-year-olds. We haven't really seen nothing jump out of the ground early doors. We sort of had Sajardin and Charlatan, who is still yet to see. We'll see Sajardin come Saturday, who were winners of big 2-year-old races prior to Christmas, which is normally the pattern for the slipper, but it's a different year, so I think we just got to take it on its merit, take it week to week, and then look for that perfect slipper profile that we all look for.
Okay, speaking of Metallicity, in this field, it's an $11 chance for the English Millennium. So Jardin heads at $3, Paris Dior at $5, Zambezi River at $9, and Boldino is with Metallicity on the $11 mark with the tab futures here for the English Millennium on Saturday. Dino, thoughts?
Yeah, quick note, punters, do not back Metallicity. It's been confirmed it's going around in the Piero plate, not this week, next week. So still in the market, $11. I only saw that news this afternoon, so I nearly fell into the trap of the 11s, but that's obviously why it's a big price. It's been confirmed it's going around next week in the Piero plate. Tried well this morning. Opinion on this race, so Jardin gets all favours, I'm guessing, with this Railing the True Randwick. He's a run-on horse, so this track's going to suit him. Paris Dior, similar, showed good tactical speed last start, up on pace on Canterbury. So I really like that filly. James McDonald, I'm guessing, will keep the ride. She can settle a pair or two in front of Sir Jardin. I think she can knock him off. So I'm going to lean the way of Paris Dior, and I like that the stable have dodged the match up with Metallicity. It tells me they've got a nice opinion of her. So that's one for the 2-year-olds. Louis, Gannon, any opinion there?
Yeah, mate, happy to back Zambezi River. I know it was scratched last week. Disappointing there. Thought it had a huge chance, and it was only beaten by Sir Jardin by a reasonably narrow margin on debut. And obviously that form line stacks up reasonably well. So basically going out to a second career run should improve significantly from that stable. They tend to improve again, and was hurt up a little bit on that occasion. It's had 2 soft trials, so at $9 and $3 the place, it's a good each way bet early.
So there's a look at the English Millennium. Thanks for that hot off the press news, Dino. I almost fell into the Metallicity trap, but you've saved us. You've saved the day yet again. All those Tab Futures markets, thanks to Tab, of course. Now, Dino, from the trials, 2 or more recent trials. There was a good set of trials this morning as well. Monday the 31st, punters, if you're looking to get on RNSW and check them out, some really good ones running around. Dino, what have you found the trials by?
Yeah, I think my colleagues at work this morning probably thought I had a stomach bug or something. I was off to the toilet every 5 minutes to catch up with the replays, but I found 2, probably left of centre. I think all the chat was about the common horses there, Spiona, Nature Strip. There was plenty of smart ones, but 2 I've liked to come back in good shape is Mokalua for the Clary Connors stable. Won a nice race, last race of her prep down at Moonee Valley. Looks to come back super, closed off late down the outside, relaxed and probably had plenty to give. And one unraced from the Hawks team, Conzanza, unraced 2-year-old filly, had the 1 trial now. I thought it was a super trial back to the inside. First trial and responded well to the jockey. So that's a good key sign. We'll obviously have 2 weeks off and try another trial. So watch for that second trial and think improvement. We can back on debut. So there's 2 from the trials, Louis.
I'm glad you mentioned that Cosenza. I thought that was a really good trial as well. A Toyne in the same trial. It ran 6th. I thought it was working nicely in behind it. And Espion, obviously everyone saw, Dano. That was a blinkingly obvious trial alongside Nature Strip. I thought Shared Ambition trialled really well in this. Ran 6th in trial 2. You should watch it past the line, 150 metres past the line. It's a mile in front. Just trucked through the line. So I thought that was a really good effort. Maybe something after the post to keep an eye on. I know you're always keen on watching how they go after the post as a key for how they're trialling overall. Moving on to the midweek best bets, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, any day, doesn't matter. We've got to have some kind of winners to go off, and we're going to come to you again first, Dino, for your midweek bets.
Yeah, I haven't found nothing on Wednesday, but a couple outside the early futures markets we've already referenced for Saturday. The markets aren't out yet for these races, but definitely note these down punters. They've been trolling up well, and they can definitely win come Saturday. Benchmark 78 nominated is Bound to Win. She's a nice mare. She's back from a 40-week spell. She had an issue, but 2 trials for the Snowdens. They're flying at the minute, that camp. So she's going well. I think she can win. One for the Highway. Caught the replay of It's Me, who's returned in super fashion in the trial up at Scone. And the horse in behind called Ang Pao caught my eye late. It was a super trial by him. He comes to town. He's nominated for the Highway. So if he goes that way, he's going to be mighty hard to beat. And one more for Newcastle on Saturday. One for the Nathan Doyle stable. Super Bright, an unraced 3-year-old filly. She's going around. Perfect track for her. She'll get back run on. Doyle stable first up. That's a cheat code in racing. So there's 3, Louis, for Saturday. Nothing Wednesday, but I'll throw to you, Gannon. What do you got for us Wednesday? Something, surely.
Bookends. So, I tell you what, even Dino could find this one. Kensington race 1, number 2, Devil's Throat, $1.85. You don't get awards for tipping them, but he'll be winning. Sorry, Louis. I know, had a shocker. And we go to the last. This will probably be more up your alley, Ali Lewis. We're going to go to the last. We're going to finish off with Flashpoint. Hopefully, there's a little bit of rain about. Race 7, number 10, Rachel King on board, around the $9 with tabs. So that's a great each way bet there.
Much better. Much better. You redeemed yourself there at the end, Gannon. I'll chuck in a few for Sandown on the Lakeside on Wednesday. Race 3, number 3, Pasquiro. Was a good winner last start on debut. Ran the second fastest last 200 when it got a split late, just exploded. Really good turn of foot, eased it down. I think there's a bit of talent up the sleeve there of Pasquiro. And race 6, number 1, Here to Shock. It's third up. It's on its last chance. There were huge wraps going in to the first up run. I'm pretty sure I tipped it last start and I thought it was a bit ordinary. Back to midweek grade. Damien Oliver sticks. It's last chance to learn, but you're getting a good price off a bit of a last start disappointment. So that's my 2 for Wednesday, Gannon.
Outstanding, boys. What an episode, short and sharp. Dino, any hats this week, or would we give that the shoulders arms?
Nah, shoulders arms. We can bring it back this week if we'd like, Gannon. Just get on retweet. And I've got a couple of jumpers there, so we might do a little prize pack. Might post it on socials through the week. Are we talking
the hood or just a sloppy Joe?
Nah, the classy. It's just a jumper, Gannon.
Like a sloppy Joe.
Yeah, sloppy Joe if you call it.
Outstanding. Can you send one to one L Willoughby, courtesy of Sky Racing or care of Sky Racing at French's Forest? And send one into me at Crow's Nest too, mate. That'd be fantastic. All right, Dino, next week we've got a huge lineup of racing. I think Dino might even be chiming in with me later in the week to do a bit of a Golden Slipper preview. Louis, you are more than welcome to join us. Punters, thank you so much for your time. Chime in, give us some love, some comments, subscribe, all the rest of it. Dean Watling, any final thoughts, mate?
No, jump on, punters. The more likes, the more views. Pop any questions you need into the box and get on there and get involved. Gannon, that's all from me.
Louis, anything for the punters, mate?
Seriously, if anyone has seen the Golden Slipper winner yet, please let me know because, gee, the croppie's struggling. And I don't think it's here. If it is here, if we have seen it, oi. Let us know if you think you found it.
A couple of weeks ago, you had a winner for us in the Blue Diamond, mate. You care to share? Or are you just going to hold on a little longer to that?
Holding my fire there. I'll
tell the punters soon. Does this said horse go to the Golden Slipper?
I don't know. I know it's going to the Blue Diamond for a certainty. It's from Melbourne and it's in the Mick Price and Michael Kent Jr. stable. If anyone can find it, well then.
There we go. Well, there we are. Punters, Lewis Willoughby has the winner of the Blue Diamond and potentially the winner of the Golden Slipper. He is holding his cards close to his chest. So we will find out, boys. Thank you so much. Until next week.
Ciao. Cheers, Gannon.